You've seen this before. One guy walks into a room, says very little, and somehow every person is drawn to him. Meanwhile, another guy is funny, friendly, always talking, and women slowly lose interest. Same room, same night. Completely different results. What's the difference? It's not looks. It's not money. It's what one of them didn't say. Here's what most men believe. If I just show her how interesting I am, she'll like me. So you talk. You share stories. You fill every silence. You're being open, honest, expressive. All the things you were told to be. And it feels right. It feels like connection. But then, she starts losing interest while you're still trying harder. The texts slow down. The energy shifts. She becomes distant, and deep down, she can feel you're trying too hard. You're sitting there thinking, what did I do wrong? You did everything right. That's exactly the problem. Here's the truth, and it's simpler than you think. There are only two reasons men lose attraction by talking too much, and almost no one realizes this. Pay attention to this. It's not about being cold. It's not about playing games. It's about understanding a psychological principle that the most attractive men use naturally, and most men never learn. Machiavelli understood something most men miss. The more you reveal, the less power you hold. The two reasons are this. Reason 1, mystery. Silence creates psychological space. When you don't explain everything, her mind fills in the gaps. And what her imagination creates is always more powerful than what you could say. Reason 2, emotional regulation. How you handle discomfort says everything about who you are. Most men talk to release tension. High-value men sit in silence, and that stillness signals deep confidence. Both are required. Read that again. Both are required. One without the other doesn't work. Here's the reframe. And this is where it breaks for most guys. Talking less isn't withholding. It's creating value. Psychologically, humans are wired to want what they don't fully have. It's called the information gap. When someone only has part of the picture, their brain becomes obsessed with completing it. This is where most men fail. They over-explain. They overshare. They answer questions nobody asked. They think transparency builds attraction. But what it actually does is remove all tension. And tension is what keeps interest alive. High-value behavior looks like this. You say something interesting, then stop. You let her ask the follow-up. You let there be a pause. You don't rush to fill it. When you hold back a little, you become someone worth figuring out. Now here's where it gets deeper. And almost no one realizes this. Even the guys who think they understand attraction. Silence isn't just a strategy. It's a signal. It tells her that you are not controlled by anxiety. Most men talk in uncomfortable moments because silence feels dangerous. What if she thinks I'm boring? What if she loses interest? So they talk, nervously, constantly, and the anxiety leaks through every word. Pay attention to this. When silence arrives, let it land. Don't rescue it. Don't perform. Just be present. That kind of stillness is rare, and rare things are always attractive. Because what she's really reading isn't your words, it's your nervous system. Calm silence says, I don't need to prove anything. That is deeply attractive, and almost no one teaches it. Here's what each path looks like alone. Only mystery, no emotional regulation. You seem interesting but unstable, aloof but anxious. She's curious but never feels safe. Only emotional regulation. No mystery. You seem calm but predictable, stable but forgettable. She respects you, but isn't pulled toward you. But together, Mystery plus emotional regulation creates the feeling women describe as magnetic. You can't manufacture that feeling. You can only become someone who naturally produces it. This cannot be faked long term. Read that again. Mystery comes from having a life that genuinely doesn't revolve around her reaction. That's a lifestyle. That's discipline. That's what you're building when you invest in yourself instead of chasing validation. Emotional regulation comes from doing the actual inner work. Sitting with discomfort, facing your anxiety instead of talking over it. These aren't tricks, they're transformations. The men who are naturally attractive in dating aren't running a strategy, they've become something. Stop trying to act like a high-value man. Start building one. Here's the bigger picture. Silence is not empty. It's full. Full of confidence, self-respect, and identity. The men who speak less, but mean more, are the ones who've done the work nobody sees. They're not quiet because they have nothing to say. They're quiet because they don't need the room's approval to feel whole. Attraction is just a byproduct. It's what happens when a man is so grounded in himself that his presence speaks louder than his words. And the moment you stop filling the silence is the moment she starts leaning into it. If this shifted something for you, save it. The next time you feel the urge to fill a silence, you'll know exactly what to do instead.